After a nice long break, we gotta get back to work. So we're gonna start off today with a video and a question. How many of you have played with Barbie dolls in the past? Okay, good. Nice to know, David. Thank you. How about Hot Wheels cars or Matchbox cars? Okay. Hey, ladies. Nice. Glad to see that. My daughter plays with cars and robots and toys all the time like that. You know those are scale models. A Hot Wheels car or a Matchbox car is a scale of about 1/87th of real life, meaning the car is only about this long. If we multiply that by 87, it would be the size of a real car. So, has anybody ever heard of Madurodam?
No.
Okay, so you have a paper in front of you. Madurodam is a miniature city in the Netherlands containing the city center. It has replicas of many famous Dutch buildings, and it includes Waterworld, a port with model ships and bridges, and Innovation Island, where Dutch creativity is featured. Let's watch a short little video here. This is Madurodam. This is an actual place you can go and visit.
Awesome. How expensive?
It's in the Netherlands. So it's like a real-life miniature park.
There must be some kind of gravity walking around this life just gets me tired.
Looks pretty realistic, huh?
There must be some kind of endlessly because outside you just can't seem to see anything. Why does love just go back?
So that right there, that's moving pretty fast. It wouldn't move that fast in real life if you scaled it up. The problem with scaling things down is you can't scale down gravity. So it's going to move fast like that, but it's going to represent that same speed in real life.
So it's really little.
It's smaller than what you would see, obviously, in real life, but that roller coaster moves a lot faster. Like if you scaled it back up, it wouldn't go that fast. That's neck-breaking speed. So the little vehicles run on tracks, or they have magnets underneath them that allow you to control that stuff. It's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. Okay, so here in the United States, I don't know if we have anything like that. I'm sure we do. But the closest thing that I could think of relevant to what I do here at La Brea, has anybody ever been to Legoland?
I want to.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. I want to go too.
Where is it?
They have one in California, there's one in Florida, and I think there's one that just opened in Chicago, maybe? I'm not sure.
It's like huge, like
They have, basically, they have scale models of real life things. Now, I have seen certain Lego models, like of Star Wars, Tyrannosaurus Rex. When I went to New York City with my wife on our honeymoon, we went to, I think it was Toys R Us. They had these huge Lego displays of just a monstrous amount of Legos put together in these figures. It's pretty cool.
Did you see the Ferris wheel on it? Or did you guys not feel like that?
Oh yeah, yeah. The Ferris wheel in the toy store, yeah. It wasn't made out of Legos.
I know, that would be cool.
There was one in Disney that there was like this whole store just of Legos.
Oh, you know what? Disney has Mini World. It's a small world.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's a similar option. I don't know that it's based off of real life though. I don't know. I've never been to Disney. But anyway, Madurodam, they use scale models for real structures. And the scale is 1 to 25, which means that the dimensions of the miniature buildings are 1/25th of their real life size. So we talked last week about ratios. If in a building in Madurodam, which is the model city, the scale model, is 1 foot tall, how tall is it in real life? Well, last week we talked about 3 different ways to write ratios, right? It says right here, this is the same paper you have. The dimensions of the miniature buildings are 1/25th the size of the real buildings. You can also say that the real dimensions are 25 times the miniature dimensions. So if the building in the model is 1 foot tall, how tall is it in real life? My goodness, Monday back after break. All that tryptophan in the turkey makes you sleepy. You didn't have turkey? Good. Then you'll be my volunteer. If you didn't have turkey, you're not tired. Ashlyn, if it's 25 times the size in real life, if the model is 1, how big is it in real life? Times that, so if it's 1 in the model, how big is it in real life? 1 times this is 25 feet.
You could almost go in that one.
What? You can almost go in the model?
Wow, Mac, you're so short.
I don't know if you're that short, buddy.
I saw the 25.
Oh, you were thinking in real life, yeah, you could go in it. Hey, Max, if the windmill is 5 feet tall in the model, now we're talking this high. How tall is it in real life? Okay, hold on a second. Our ratio is 1 to 25. Length in, let's just abbreviate it as MAD, because I ran out of room. Length in Madurodam is 1 over length in, let me show you how young and hip I am. Ready? Oh yeah, IRL. You guys know what that stands for.
No.
Kids these days, rock and roll.
Really like
If the length in Madurodam is 1, the length in real life is 25 feet. Well, 25. So if the model, Max, is 5 feet, how tall is it in real life? How would you set that problem up? I called on you because you don't like to show your work.
1 times.
Not 1 times. Let's do the unit rate first.
I think
1 over,
5.
not 5. The unit rate, 25. Length in the model, length in real life. This is what we're trying to figure out. So what did I do from here? Now, last week we did talk about 2 different ways to solve this problem. What did I do here? I multiplied by 5, so I have to do the same thing here. Or, the other thing that we did last week, if you remember correctly, whoops, did this.
Yeah.
We did 25 times 5.
Which is 1.5.
Hey! Did you multiply that out or did you do that in your head?
150.
She did it in her head, I hope.
No.
Think of quarters.
125.
If you have 4 quarters, you have 100. One more quarter is 25. You don't have to do that.
Well, I did it in my head. But
There you go. And then then you divide by what's left. Remember we did this? You multiply the two things that are opposite each other, and you divide by what's left. Well, if you divide by 1, don't you get 125? So is the answer then 125? I think so. If it's 5 feet tall in the model, that's 125 feet tall in real life. This is the next part here. This is why I don't like this paper. I don't like mixing imperial measurements, English measurements, and metric. I'm not supposed to do that. It just makes me feel uncomfortable. If a street in Madurodam is 8 meters long, coincidentally, the reason they did this, they measured it in meters. Number one, they want you to get good at doing both. But number two, in the Netherlands, they don't use inches, feet, and miles. They use meters, kilometers. They use the metric system, like the rest of the world. If the street is 8 meters long, how long is the real street? Does it change? Does the process change? No. We're still using the same setup. We just have different numbers. So, Michaela, help me out. Here's my unit rate. 1/25. If the model is 8 meters long, how do we figure out how long it is in real life? What did I do from here to here? Can you, in your head, multiply 25 by 8? Now, technically, we should label that.
meters.
Meters. 200 meters, which it's on the track, it's the straightaway, and then the straightaway again. Or the straightaway in one curve. That's 200 meters. If a real life ship is 75 meters long, how long is the ship in the... Oh, wait a second. In real life, the ship is 75 meters. How long is it in the model? Now, our process is going to change a little bit. How would I set this problem up? What would I start with?
The actual.
Let's start with the unit rate first. What does the 1 represent?
No,
In the model, in Madurodam. The 25 is IRL. If a real life ship is 75 meters long, how long is it in the model? So would it be x over 75 or 75 over x? You sure?
No.
Yes.
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
You're sure? You're sure it's this?
No. Yeah.
No, yeah? Alright, so hold on, let's digest this for a second. If a real life ship is 75 meters, oh wait a second, we already did in real life. The real life stuff is on the bottom, the model stuff is on the top. So if it's in real life 75 meters long, I like that there. How long is the ship in Wait a second. I'm not 100% sure how I did that. Let's do this. What's 1 times 75? 1 times 75 is 75, and then I got to divide by what's left. How many 25s are in 75? 3. So if it's 75 meters in real life, how long is the ship in Madurodam? 3 meters. Sometimes we Americans are a little metrically challenged. This is a meter stick. The ship would be 3 of these in the model. In real life, it would be almost, well, 3/4 of a straightaway on the track. So it's a big ship in real life. Even the model would be pretty big. It would be from like me to you. That's a pretty big model. Here it says fill in the fractions to show the ratios. Didn't we kind of do this? We put our answers here. 25. Nope. 5 feet is 125. 8 meters is 200 meters. 75 meters is 3 meters. Okay. What do you think so far? Still have some cobwebs? Too much turkey? Too much stuffing? Too much mashed potatoes and gravy? You don't like stuffing?
I don't like stuffing either. I like stuffing.
Get out.
I don't like stuffing either. I hate this.
Hey, those of you who hate stuffing, you're obviously wrong.
No, I'm not.
But one of the things that I love to do is make a sandwich out of just about anything. So with my Thanksgiving dinner, I had a turkey, mashed potato, and stuffing and gravy sandwich. Put it on a roll. Oh, it was fantastic. And then I got to thinking, if I had a stuffing sandwich,
That'd be great.
wouldn't that just be a bread sandwich?
Yeah.
Isn't that like breadception? Like Inception? Anyway, moving on. Hey, let's take a look at the bottom of your page. If 1 unit in the model is equal to 25 units in real life, they said units because we don't know. Well, they use metric over there. But if we scaled it in feet, it's still the same 1 to 25 scale. But oftentimes we just use the word units because we can move around. That gives us a little bit more freedom. If 1 unit in the model is equal to 25 units in real life, what length in the model is equal to 1 unit in real life? 1 unit in the model, 25 units in real life. We did that. If we divide both things by 25, we get 1 unit in real life, 1 foot or 1 meter, is equal to how much in the model? In other words, what decimal number is the same as 1 over 25? How do I turn a fraction into a decimal? Without looking at this. How do I turn a fraction into a decimal? They gave you the answer for some reason. I don't know why. But my question is, how do I do it? I don't want to know what the answer is right now.
Divide?
Divide what?
Divide. 1.
You divide 1 by 25. Goes in there 0 times. Bring up my decimal point. 0 times. How many times does 25 go into 100?
4.
So the decimal equivalent of 1/25 is 0.04. Why do I need to know that? Anybody? Okay, good. We'll leave it at that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. 0.04. Number 3, the Peace Palace is a famous building in The Hague, which is a city in the Netherlands. The tallest tower of the Peace Palace is 80 meters tall. How tall is that tower in the Madurodam model? Show your work, Max.
We'll try.
Go ahead, Max and class. Try it. Okay, so we have lots of cobwebs. Take a couple days off and all of a sudden we forget math. What are we going to do in 3 weeks when we go on a 2-week vacation for Christmas?
We get 17 days off. 2 days.
Sorry?
We get 17 days off for Christmas. We get 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
15. Wasn't it? That's 14.
Yes,
That's
I don't think we get that many days.
you
All right, so how do we set up this problem? I saw a couple people set up the problem right. Other people, were you following along for the last 20 minutes? Dylan, help me out, because I think I saw you set it up correctly. How would you lay this problem out?
You do 1 over 25 is equal to x over 80.
Let me ask you this. Why'd you do that?
Because scale.
Unit rate.
They build it in I don't know how to say the name.
The unit rate. Oh, yeah. The unit rate the scale is 1 unit in Madurodam is 25 in real life. So then you saw this 80 meters. Is that 80 meters in real life or is that 80 meters in the model? So the 80 has to go on the bottom. What's 1 times 80? Divide by what's left. 25. Some of us got here and then we got stuck. Other people switch those two numbers. Be very careful not to do that. Divide by what's left. Don't divide by this, because then it's going to be 25 divided by 80. It's going to be a really weird number. How many times does 25 go into 80? None. How many times does 25 go into 80? It goes 3 whole times. 3 times 25 is 75. But I have a remainder. So what do? Just write R5, right? It's like we did in 4th grade. In 3rd grade. Oh, add a decimal point, add a 0. Okay. Bring that 0 down. Hey. How tall is the tower in the miniature? How tall is the tower of the miniature Peace Palace? 3.2 meters. Hey Max, that's how you show your work, my friend. I didn't even hear what he said. So.
You could have 25 times 1 equals 80. But I'd stick all that work.
So here's what you're saying.
And you figure out what they times together.
And how do you figure that out, Max?
You know, let's see. 25, 50, 75. How am I 75? 125. Okay, I would have got the decimal wrong when I was close.
So instead of just guessing or getting the decimal wrong, why don't you just humor me and do it my way?
It takes so long.
It doesn't take that long. Do you remember how when I walked around and you were on the wrong side of the page, you're like, I'm so confused. If you do it my way, you won't be confused.
I don't know how to do it your way. What do you
Max, multiply the things that are across from each other. Divide by what's left. That's all you got to do. Oh, wait a second here. Hold on. Hold the phone. Michaela used the 0.04. What'd you do? How'd you set up your problem? The same way? What'd you write down?
I erased it.
Oh, don't erase it. So did you do 1 over 0.04 equals x over 80? And then you did 1 times 80, which is 80, divided by 0.04. But we can't do that. What do we have to do when we divide by 0.04? We got to move that decimal 2 times. It's going to be a really big number.
Yeah, just do that. Just add. I've got the same thing, but I don't know.
Got the same thing, but you don't know how?
I got
I wish you hadn't erased it.
I got that by multiplying 80. But I multiplied
80 by what?
80 by 25. That's what I got. I got it. I multiplied that. But then I figured out I had to divide.
Hey,
Oh.
is that what you did? What's 4 times 0? What's 4 times 8? How many decimal places are here?
2.
Max, If you do it this way, it's not mental math. I can't multiply by 0.04. I'm pretty much the smartest guy I know.
Exactly.
80 times 0.04, because that's my unit rate, 1/25. If I multiply 80 times 0.04, I get 3.2.
I put the 80 on top of that.
I'm curious to see if that 0.04 little trick will work in the future. Hey, on the back side of that page, 1, 2, 3, 4 problems. Let's do those. You probably will finish those before you leave. If so, we'll talk about it. If you don't finish them before you leave, you'll have them for tomorrow. We have approximately 18 minutes of class left to do 4 problems. Let's